Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Candace Matthews. I'm this, I wear so many hats, of course. Today I am the National Minister of Politics for the New Black Panther Nation under the leadership of Brother Conroe X. And we're here today because Quest Diagnostics has been doing some real serious activity at the location in Conroe. So we decided to come here to the headquarters that's here in the Houston area of Rockdale. What we have is an African American sister that was working at the Conroe location, and a lesbian female that worked with her grabbed her on her buttocks. So when this action happened, she in turn, what she was supposed to have done was to, one, notify leadership of what was going on, because when you do that, then that's when it happens to where you do an investigation so they can investigate and see what's going on, and then whoever that was the perpetrator should have been removed while this was happening. Didn't happen at all. Then they turned around, this sister right here did a police report with law enforcement, okay? So when she did the police report and everything with law enforcement, you know what Quest Diagnostics did? They retaliated against a whistleblower. They retaliated on this sister, and they sent her to the Woodlands location. Okay? Now, mind you, the booty grabber was still working. Okay? Still working. So then, you send this sister to the Woodlands location, and then strategized and turned around and terminated her contract. Don't you know that she would no longer be working for Quest Diagnostics as of tomorrow? That is wrong as wrong can be. So what I want to do, I want her to tell what her experience was in this process, because you don't run around here grabbing somebody on their behind with sexual harassment, sexual assault in the workplace, and then when they turn around and tell what's going on, then you want to turn around and silence them by removing them from the company. So let's just let Ms. Cortez tell us what went on, please.
I was employed with Quest Diagnostics of last year. Not even a month in, I was approached and grabbed on my backside by one of the full-time employees, and I reported the situation. The supervisor, she asked me, did I think I was the best choice for the job? She never did anything. She never reported it. She transferred me to the Woodlands, where basically I was set up for failure. Because the young lady that grabbed my backside and my manager that I was under at that location, they're best friends, and everybody was already prepared for me. They sabotaged my work. They built a case up on me. I have a thick folder of a lot of mistakes that was created. I was not trained the way that I was supposed to be trained, and every time I would address a concern in my training, they would tell me that I'm a temp. So I have limited access to any of the tools that I need to be utilizing to be efficient in doing my job. Several times I've had encounters with this young lady trying to bump me in the hallway as we walk. I went and reported that as well to the supervisor, but every time I report any type of incident concerning she and I, the supervisor would ask me, do I think I'm a great fit for the job? Wow. I went over her head to her supervisor and inquired about training. Well, the next day she yelled at me for me doing my job. She just took it out on me because I guess she felt like I went over her head, which I did. But the harassment did not stop all the way up until today. It did not stop. It's continuing. Like Ms. Candace said, I did file a police report. I didn't get any help or support from that as well. I didn't get any help or support from HR. I do have the report from HR where they said there was no findings, and the reason because Quest Diagnostics does not have any cameras. So basically it's my word against hers. but I know what happened. Now my contract has ended, will be ended on tomorrow. I went to the supervisor and I asked her about job placement. She told me to move around.
Wow. Wow. This is very upsetting. So Quest Diagnostics, you have a quest of people working for you to get their booty grabbed. Wow. That is unacceptable. And then, so this is the type of employment practice that you guys are doing, because when this lady's a whistleblower, you do know that by being a whistleblower, you can't retaliate against a whistleblower. And then, how you gonna work and don't have cameras? Like, where they do that at? Okay, so let's get Mr. Slaves Leonidas.
Not only was she not protected by her employer, but she was also continuously harassed. At what point do we feel safe? At what point do we earn our respect in the workplaces? We have a right to earn for our livings in dignity. When I go to work, I want to do and perform at the best of my ability. And because of this harassment, they did not even offer her continuous training, which she asked for. So it's a trickle-down effect where they are choosing the side to protect their very own and the people that are actually working, the workforce, and not protecting this sister. So thank you for bringing this out, because there's countless of people out there that have been in situations, men and women, from sexual harassment. That is a problem in this country. Unwanted and advances. If it was consensual, it would have been a different thing. But especially of things like this happening in the workplace, just should not happen. There's policies and processes that are in place for these companies, and if they're not adhering to this, then what rules are we supposed to follow? She filed a police complaint, a report, nothing happened. She went to the supervisors and superiors, nothing happened. She reported it to her the place of employment, because you are a contractor, nothing happened. So where is the protection? So that's why we're here, to allow her the voice and to bring forth others that may be in the same situation as well. If you are facing harassment, please step up. There's no need for you to stay in the dark. There's people out there that will speak and fight on your behalf.
Okay. And so, in closing, what we're demanding that the headquarters for Quest Diagnostics to conduct an investigation on that Conroe location and the Woodlands location, because something is not right in the buttermilk. Okay, this is not passing the smell test at all. This sister would not be quiet. You would not silence her. You would not retaliate against her. And I'm letting you know now, the hammer of accountability is coming. So I advise you to do the right thing. So Quest Diagnostic headquarters, time to clean house, because you have some chickens in the chicken coop that's clucking and grabbing butts. This press conference is over.
What are your next steps? What are your next steps? I know police report's been filed. We're here now. What's the next step for you guys?
What is it that you want to do? What is your next step?
Well, my next step is to continue to pursue and fight for justice, because I'm not the only one that this has happened to. This young lady has groped on the job, but the only difference between me and the other co-worker that was also a temp, she didn't open her mouth and she didn't speak out, and she got a job with Quest, where I opened my mouth and I spoke out, and of course I'm reaping the backlash from that. But there is also another young lady that this happened to by the same individual that's working for Quest as well, but she's scared to say.
So I think what needs to happen as well is that legal actions need to be taking place. So my suggestion is for Ms. Cortez to obtain an attorney, and she falls under the whistleblowing laws that she has. Also, she needs to contact the EEOC, because clearly she's supposed to have a safe working environment when she goes on this job.
Absolutely.
And then also what needs to happen is an investigation needs to happen on both facilities, the Woodlands location and the Conroe location. Because like I said, they got a lot of booty grabbing going on in there, and they're allowing this to happen. And what you're doing is trying to silence people who are ringing the alarm, who's blowing the whistle. And that's unacceptable. That's abuse of power, absolutely. And we're gonna be here with this sister and help her throughout this process. So they might as well get ready because the lawsuit is coming.
When you see something like this and you hear that it happened to someone else, how many women do you think it's happened to before? And had you not spoken out, how many more do you think would have also been abused in this type of situation?
I believe there's several. I believe there are several individuals that have been a victim of this individual. And because the way that she interacted with me, she's used to doing that. She's a habitual offender. She's a very habitual offender. And I thought I was going crazy or losing my mind, or but I know I wasn't. But I know I had to say something to my other coworkers that were Quest employees just to see. And when I mentioned it to them, this is when the young lady spoke out and said, "You're not crazy. You're not lying. It happened to me too."
Another question is, when you talk about this, is this a shock to have come from a female employee because or coworker? Because a lot of times you think as a woman, you go into a job place, I have to look out for the men, but I should be safe around the women. So when that happened to you, or when you're kind of dealing with this, were you shocked or taken?
I was most definitely shocked. I did not know even how to process it at that time. And there's a time and place for everything. And by us servicing patients, me personally, and as a professional, you don't just address situations out in the open in front of patients. Quality customer service is always first. So, but I did take the proper steps, and apparently that wasn't the right steps. I was supposed to just keep my mouth closed.
But you know what though, when you really look at it, super freaks don't have agenda. You know what I mean? Because that is an embedded behavior that they have. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm not surprised if it was a male, female, cat, dog, rat, because at the end of the day, this is what they do. This is their type of behavior. And a lot of that has a lot to do with a mental sickness.
Right.
Right. Therapy need to, because we don't know who did it to her. For her to bestow this type of behavior on someone else.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying super freak activities does not have agenda. This is what they do. But you know what? We're going to flush them out too, because everybody deserves a right to be free from sexual abuse, sexual harassment on the job. And we're going to flush all them super freaks out. You won't stop that mess. We're going to stop it.
And retaliation.
Absolutely. Are there any questions? Thank you.
One more. What's
sure.
your message to the predatorial super freak?
I'm coming for your job, because you won't stop. Your super freak activities is over, and you are officially retired. Because we're sick of this mess. We don't want this in our city. We don't want this happening to our people. We don't want this happening to nobody. We flushing them out the school system. We'll flush them out of Quest too. Because the quest for us is to get your freaking behind up out of that doggone business. And that's what it is. If there's no other questions, thank you. This press conference has been concluded. Thank you.
All right, folks, it's your girl Grizzy live here outside of the Quest Diagnostics. We came to their central location. This is their main branch right here. Yep, we are here at the building. Yeah, that's the message to the super freak predator man grabbing booties. The quest for booty is not over. If they don't get this person out of there, friends, they need to get this person out of there. They gotta go. Hey. Ho, ho, the booty grabber has got to go. Hey, ho, ho, the booty grabber has got to go. Man, you got to go. Quest Diagnostics, you need to do better. You have been notified. Reporting live here is your girl Grizzy. Back to you, friends.